Welcome back to another episode of Bosco's Box Office Breakdown. I'm your host, Matthew Yoder, along with my co-host, Joey Rodriguez. This week, we'll be talking about the movies that came out last week and where they stood at the box office, as well as the movies coming out this week and where we think they're going to land in this week's box office. So far this week, we have coming out Taken 2, we also have Frankenweenie, and Pitch Perfect. Welcome to the show, and we hope you enjoy. So to begin, let's talk about the movies that came out last week and then where they ranked in the box office.
All right. Well, first, actually, we should point out that we didn't have a show last week.
That's true. We did do a show last week.
We did do a show last week, but we didn't post it because of a trailer that we had in the show. There was this thing with YouTube, and they blocked it. I apologize.
All right. Yes, so this will be, although it is the third show that we've done, this is the second show that we will be posting. So we're sorry for the inconvenience of that, but we did do one. Maybe somehow, some way, we'll be able to get it out of the time capsule that it's in. But
yeah, it's our hidden sode.
Yes,
you know,
our lost episode, and it's only the second one. Last week we were talking about the movies that came out, which were Hotel Transylvania, Looper, and what was the last one that came out? That was kind of the big one.
Won't Back Down.
Won't Back Down, yeah, which was the whole reason why we couldn't show.
Which was the reason we couldn't show this whole episode, and it opened at 10, so we had no reason to
even talk about it. Yeah.
No show.
Yeah.
Because of Fox and that movie. So
cool. So last week we talked about Hotel Transylvania. I thought wouldn't even make $15 million, but somehow it
made 43.
It doubled that and then some, coming in at the number one movie, apparently breaking some record.
Yeah, for this weekend, because usually it's a pretty slow month, and it was just like, nope, we're gonna make 43 million.
Yeah, but
I told you this last week.
It's true. No, and what happened, although you weren't here to listen to it, is Joey was saying, like, you have the mother, you have the father, you have the kid or kids, however many you have. So that's three to five tickets that you might have to pay for just for one simple showing.
Yep.
And then, there you have it. You have your 5 tickets, which, added up to $43 million. So congratulations to the Billy Madison, the Happy Madison crew, but then to Joey as well, who also took the number one spot. Coming in second place, which I think we both agreed thought would come in second place, was Looper.
I said fourth or third, didn't I? Because
you thought End of Watch was going to have a good second week,
End of Watch was going to be like on that, but Looper was surprisingly
successful.
Yeah.
I'm super thankful that.
Oh yeah, totally. But I was a little shocked, to be honest, that it was that
that it was taken
huge of an opening, and then in China it was massive.
Yeah, domestic did well, but the foreign is where it kicked into high gear.
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah, so way to go, Brian Johnson and his cast that did a great job with the movie Looper, and then being able to promote it. Yeah,
it was very good.
That one came in at number 2 at 21 million. So then to lastly round out the third, what came in third?
I believe it was End of Watch.
End of Watch came in third?
Yes.
Do some quick little investigation. Yeah, it was End of Watch.
It was.
Limped in with a $7 million,
which is I think what we said, right? Or 9, something like that.
Yeah,
but it was close.
Yeah,
it was definitely close.
I mean, it's kind of interesting that you have your top movie making $43 million, and then to round out the top 3, so it goes $43 million, and then $7 million is what's going to be the top third movie. And here's what I hate. Here's what I think is like so crappy about when people promote movies. It's just like, so say that with whatever comes out next, or with what we're talking about next week. So say that Taken 2, which is a movie that's coming out next week, is number 1. Or sorry, this week.
Yeah,
and then Hotel Transylvania is number 2. In the commercial, they'll go, the world's #1 animated movie. Of the week.
Of the
week.
Of the week.
Yeah, which is such crap where it's just like, it's the second movie. Like, yeah, okay, because it's animated. Like, what are the things you have to compare it to?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, but it's the #1 animated movie of the week.
Like,
yeah,
Nemo?
okay,
Like,
give me on a freaking technicality,
Yeah,
but like,
seriously.
it's still the #2 movie. Like,
it's that and then Nemo.
yeah,
Like the only 2 ones out right now.
yeah, exactly. So there's, well,
But
Frankenweenie
might take it.
Yeah.
It will take it for sure. Probably. No, it's done deal.
Yeah, Tim Burton has
Burton,
enough of a following.
Frankenweenie.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah, it has enough. Like, he has enough of a following where no matter what, kind of like a Wes Anderson thing. Like, if it's a movie that has his name attached to it, whether or not he's even directing it, if he's just producing it, that's what happened this last week. So now let's talk about the movies that are coming out this week. So to begin with the movies that are coming out this week, first off, we have Taken 2, which is basically the exact same movie that happened 3 years ago.
It's Liam Neeson in this film.
Yeah. Except it's happening to just his wife.
And him. When he escapes in the preview,
Mm-hmm.
so we know that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has his kid, and she has to help him. And that's the movie.
Yeah, so
That's
basically anticipate a lot of what you saw in the first movie. And here's what I didn't like about Taken, the first Taken, the first time that they were taken, the first time that they left, and she got kidnapped. That movie was so unbelievable, and I don't mean unbelievable like, oh my god, it was such a good movie, but I mean to an extent like the way that The Expendables was a good movie because like it was just a good action flick and it wasn't trying to be anything more than that.
Right.
Same with Taken, it's not trying to be anything more than what it is, and I think that's where the writers and the directors and the actors got it right. It's not trying to be some crazy epic thing. It's here's the simple story of what it is. But it was so unbelievable in the fact that you are just so going to happen to take the
daughter
of this one guy who knows how to do everything and anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, and here's the thing, like, here was the scene that I was just like, I can't believe that this movie, like, this is where the suspension of disbelief just goes above and beyond. It's where he's hanging like this when he's handcuffed on that one pipe, and it just so happens that that one pipe is the one that's loose out of all the pipes, and he's able to break it off and then get away somehow. And I was just like, that is so literally unbelievable that he just happens to have that luck that it's on that pipe. Like, so...
It's movies, man. You know, it's movies.
No, absolutely, and I get it, you know, and it's just like, you have to progress the story, and it's cool to, like, hit him in this situation what seems almost impossible to get out of, but it just so happened that he's on
the guy
that
who's
one.
like crazy strong, like he knows all this stuff and he can kill people in like 183 different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
I'm sure there's a book out there that he wrote that, you know, the character's based upon. No, but that's the thing, like, that's my thing about Taken. You know, let's take a quick look at the trailer and see what we have in store this week.
Surprise!
Oh my God. Welcome to Istanbul.
He's here. He slaughtered our brothers. We will have our revenge. I want all 3 of them alive.
Listen carefully, Kim. They have your mother. And people are gonna come for you too.
What are you going to do?
What I do best. Make sure these people never bother us again.
Taken 2. Rated PG.
Alright, so that movie looks pretty awful.
I mean...
There's no 2 ways around it.
True. The only way that I'm probably going to watch this movie is either wait for it to come out on Netflix
or... Or if you're drunk and, you know, and you're like, oh, this looks really stupid.
Sure. Or, like, make a drinking game out of it. Like, every time that Liam Neeson gets out of this unpredictable situation, like, then I'll take a shot.
Definitely, yeah.
Or, like, kind of what I was thinking, like, what I wanted to do when I was going to go see the movie The Artist. Like, I waited for it to come out on Netflix because I'm just like, I don't want to make this $12 commitment of a movie that I want to sit through that doesn't have any words, although it won the Oscar for the best movie of the year. Yeah, so best picture of the year.
Which I'm still not convinced by, but...
Yeah, but it's just like, I'm not going to invest a movie where, although I do know the outcome where Liam Neeson will probably escape whatever predicament that he and his family get into, like, I'll rather spend $1 on it at net or on Redbox, watch it, and be like, okay, well, if I'm still into it beyond the 25-minute break, then I'll just commit, and it was only $1 investment as opposed to a $12 one.
Right.
You know, so that's like, you know, they won't be taking my money this weekend at the box office.
His money will not be taken.
Yeah. Yes, my money will not be taken. Again, yes. Until probably it comes out on Redbox, you know. Next, coming out this week, we have, what actually I don't think a lot of people do know is Frankenweenie is actually a remake of his very first movie.
Right.
And by his very first movie, we're talking about Tim Burton.
It's a short.
It was based off a short that he made back in 80-something.
87, 88?
Yeah.
Great short. You gotta see it. If you haven't seen it already, please watch it.
Mm-hmm. Live action.
Yeah.
Not the animated that it was done, that it's being released into. But, yeah. So, what do you think about that?
I think this might be really good. Because he's made just a string of just shitty movies since 2003. Not one movie he's made has been good. And this might be good.
It might be. I mean, like I'm interested to see of how he'll extend the story of it because it was short and now it's
a feature length film.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like from what I remember, I don't remember like when he produced Coraline. Like that was like.
That's a great
movie.
Was
but it was like an hour long though, wasn't it? Or like an hour 10.
It was very short.
Yeah, and then so was Corpse Bride was also very short.
Yes.
So I'm anticipating this one's probably going to be about an hour, maybe an hour 10 long. But if that's the case, then I'm okay with that because I don't want it to be
like too long.
Yeah, extended into something like where like the pace of it and the editing is just like, well, it was originally an hour and a half and we wanted it to be an hour 20. You know, like it looks like if it's cut the right way, it's gonna be paced out really well.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So
let's take a quick look at the trailer, and you know, we'll talk about what we think.
Something big is gonna happen.
On October 5th,
Boom!
Tim Burton, director of Alice in Wonderland and producer of The Nightmare Before Christmas, returns to his animation roots.
Bravo!
To bring an all-new epic adventure to life.
Your dog is alive!
Presented in spectacular stop-motion 3D and IMAX 3D.
I need your help. My problem bigger. Yeah, he's right.
Frankenweenie, rated PG. See it October 5th.
Okay, so this preview is pretty good actually. It's not bad. It's like Frankenstein meets
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. And it could be cool.
It could be.
It could be really cool. It could be really bad.
It's very well could be.
It's this close to almost being bad, I think.
Like in a tacky way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's his own project, and it's his thing, and he's had it right here in his heart since like forever. Yeah. So I think it.
Yeah, no, I'm anticipating a big opening weekend for him. I mean, you have the Tim Burton Nights who obsess over everything that he's ever done ever in the history of anything.
And it's in 3D too.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: is the whole movie in black and white?
Yeah, I love that.
I love that too, but I feel like it might get old. Like you're doing black and white and 3D, like
that would be awesome.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of 3Ds, especially because I have to put 3D glasses over my glasses, which gets a really big headache for those of you who haven't done it or who have done it, then you can agree with me. But, I mean, that would be the only thing, like, that would be deterring me, is just, like, when you have too much of too many things going on, like, is it going to add to the movie, or is it going to take away from it?
Yeah.
But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that it might be, It seems to me that this film is a little bit more
creative than most of the stuff that's out each year. You know.
Well, this is the first original thing that he's done because he did Willy Wonka, which was he did the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I've never seen in my life.
And then he did
Sweeney Todd,
which is based on a musical. Then he did the other one that
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. So you have three movies that were already kind of like things before their movies. And now this is actually, although he's going back in his arsenal from a movie that he did, his first movie or his first short back in '88. You know, now he's doing something that, like, it's still his own creative thing.
Half kind of, because it's pretty much
Frankenstein, but you know, the dog.
Yeah. You know, but I mean, instead of this big scary professor, and I guess instead of a big scary monster, it's a little kid and a pet.
Yeah.
So you have that, which is a little bit interesting. You'll have that Disney twist to it because it's because of what it is. But no, I'm really
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what will come of it. I'm interested to see how well it will do at the box office.
Me too. I don't think it'll be like crazy huge.
Yeah.
But it'll be pretty.
Yeah. If it's top 3, I'll say 3. If it's top 5, I'll say 5.
Really? So Frankenweenie. Yeah. I mean, looks cool. Looks cute.
It's got that Disney twist to it.
It's got that, but it also has his
his vision.
His vision.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of like dark tone to it.
Which is to be expected, but
right.
Usually done in like a not like it's usually done in a predictable way, but it's done in a way where it's just each time that it's reinvented, it's still kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much his own.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. So
lastly, what's the last movie that's coming out?
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
Which is for me that's gonna be. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and
I'm very excited.
Yeah, no, I am too. I know that a lot of people have been giving it grief, like how it's just. It's gonna be like Glee or whatever, or Glee with it's all chicks as opposed to chicks and dudes.
Yeah.
But no, I think they have a great cast. From what I've heard, like a lot of people have been really surprised about the movie.
Nice. And this episode's been sponsored by Monster.
Yeah,
Except not really because we just
this episode is not sponsored by Monster.
But we just stopped at the store for some Monster.
Yeah, I need to wake up.
Burping in my face.
I know. I'm sorry.
It smells like piss.
Anyways, Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
I feel like a lot of people didn't want to give it the credit that it seems like it's deserving now.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's kind of in the way. I don't want to. I don't want to at all compare it to Little Miss Sunshine, but it seems like it has that small buzz.
Little Miss Sunshine.
It has that small buzz about it, and then it will grow into something big or bigger. Little Miss Sunshine, to my knowledge, when I first saw it, I saw it in the tiny little independent theater. But then each week it kind of built this bigger and bigger and bigger following to where it was released into more and more theaters as it went on. I feel like, and again, I'm not comparing this movie to that movie, but I feel like it's going to start off you have the critics and the people who are really into movies are in it, and then each week it'll grow. Kind of what did happen to Taken when that movie came out.
Exactly, yeah.
I didn't see that movie the first week it came out, or the second week, or the third week.
I saw it on the third week.
Yeah.
It came out. Yeah.
I was 5 weeks in, and I was just oh, okay, well, enough people are telling me that this movie's cool, or I think I might check it out.
It's a good point.
So now that it came into limited release
last week, it made
for only getting less than 1,000 theaters, or about 1,000 theaters.
About 1,000. It made
about
6 million.
Yeah,
about 6 million, which is awesome.
Yeah, for only 1,000 theaters.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it must be good.
Yeah. So next week it's gonna hit about 2,700 theaters. So bigger audience. Hopefully a lot more people got behind it. They've been seeing the commercials for it.
Definitely.
Speaking of commercials, let's take a quick clip. Take a quick clip at what we got here.
Let's.
Welcome to Barton University. You call yourself Fat Amy?
Yeah, so tweaks like you don't do it behind my back.
We need 8 perfect singers if we want to be champions.
They may not be perfect.
You should be taking risks.
But on September 28th, they'll pitch slap the competition.
Plus, remix is business.
Ain't ever about the money. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money.
Pitch Perfect.
I'm also good at pirate dancing.
Select theaters start September 28th. Rated PG-13.
So now that we've been able to talk about all the movies that are coming out this week, let's talk about where we think they're going to stand in this week's top 5 breakdown.
All right, cool. So
go for it. Yeah.
All right, cool. So at number 1, I'm gonna say Taken 2.
Okay.
We'll have the spot.
We'll take it.
We'll take this. I was trying to not use that word because it would just be cheesy, but you said it. So it's out there.
Yeah,
we
did it.
All right, it will take the top spot. I'm thinking 25 mil.
25 million?
25.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair, right?
We'll talk when we get to me.
20. All right. When it's your turn to be you.
Yes. So number 1, Taken 2. Number 2.
Number 2 is gonna be Frankenweenie with 19 million.
Okay.
Number 3 is gonna be Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
I'm thinking 15 million.
Ooh, that's a good opening spot for them.
Yeah.
I think it has enough buzz about it where it can make
definitely
15.
It has enough buzz.
But okay, well, okay.
All right.
Well, I'll interject when I when I have my list going, but
Alright,
go
that
for
sounds
it.
good.
Number
Alright,
4.
Number 4, Hotel Transylvania
So still in the top 5.
with 12 million.
43 to 12 million. Okay, that's a pretty drastic jump, but
there's
a
some
lot
good
coming
stuff
out. There's
coming
a lot
out.
of good stuff coming out. So point made.
And then
point
number
made.
5 with Looper with 10.
Now, how much did it make in its opening?
20.
It made 20 million in its opening.
But I think that
there's
people
enough buzz
are
about
hearing
it.
about it now, and they're like, "Oh my god, dude, it's amazing."
It got the validation from the opening weekers
Yeah,
to get people in.
definitely.
And from what I've heard, it's one of those movies that you'll probably have to see twice in order to get it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Cool.
that's my top 5.
All right, so going to my top 5, it's going to be pretty much almost identical to what you have. So we're going to agree on the most part. Here's where I think it will be the switch. If Hotel Transylvania, which is a kids movie, took the top spot last week with 43, I'm going to say that Frankenweenie is going to take this top spot this week. Because, again, you kind of have, like, it's the kids' movie, which you have to take a lot more people to, versus the adults' movie that only 2 people are going to go to, whereas opposed to you have the 4 or 5 people that are going to go.
Okay.
So I think Frankenweenie's going to take it, but I think let's do 30 million. 30 million for Frankenweenie on its
30
opening.
mil?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's go there. Let's go crazy. Number 2, I'll say Taken 2.
Take the number 2.
Yes, we'll take the number 2 spot. Yes, wow, man, that's pretty
That was
corny.
perfect.
It was perfect. I think that'll take $25 million.
Yeah. Okay. So
So we'll agree with
same, but we're gonna
flip it around, and I'm gonna add a little bit more to my first spot.
Sounds good.
Then 3 will be Pitch Perfect. Will it be Pitch Perfect?
I believe it will be Pitch Perfect. I do believe that.
Yeah, no, because the people who would want to see Frankenweenie probably wouldn't want to go like.
See Pitch Perfect.
No, like. I think Hotel Transylvania will still be in the top 5, and I'll put it at my 4th spot. But with 2 animated movies in the top 5, seems a little bit more like. Would it be? Yeah, I'll say Pitch Perfect being number 3. I'll say you said 16 million.
Yeah.
Just to be an asshole, I'll say 17 million.
All right.
Then I'll say Hotel Transylvania at about 13 million, because I think it's such a drastic jump to go from 43 down to 13.
There's so much stuff
but when you
happening
have another movie, it does make sense. And then I'll cap it off with Looper in my 5th spot. Let's see, it did 20 million, and you're saying 10, so I'll be an asshole and say 9. So I'll go higher with you on Hotel Transylvania, but I'll go lower than Looper. Yeah, just because I want to. I like playing the prices right. Want to go the most without going over.
And you always lose.
And I always do lose, yeah. Damn you, Bob Barker! Okay.
We've had enough.
Yes, we've had enough.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yes. So, there you have it. That's another episode in the can for us over here at Bosco's Grindhouse. I've been Matthew Yoder. He's been Joey Rodriguez. And you guys have been awesome.
My name for a second.
Just for a second.
Just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit.
We'll see you next week,
We'll
folks.
see you next week, guys.